Hi, advanced group. Is it Monday when you're practicing this? We're practicing 155, Monday's melody. It's okay to practice on any day, right? We're going to practice this on more than just Mondays. This is our playing test song for this week, 155, and it's a fun song that has a lot of scales in it. Gives us a little challenge with making sure we get all the naturals, and also has some slurs. But it's just like a bright, happy sound. It's a folk song. One of the things I want you to notice, a couple things actually before we start. First of all, look at the key signature. Always look at that before we start. No sharps. So that's going to tell you all of the F's and all of the C's have to be natural. Okay, make sure they're touching E and touching B. Next, notice those slurs. We'll look at them when we get more to each measure that has the slur, okay? But really, there's 4 measures that have slurs, and 3 of them are exactly the same. So once you get it down once, it's going to be the same thing 3 times, and then 1 that's different. Lastly, I want you to notice where we go, what we call like the roadmap to the song. As you're kind of looking through the song, you see on the second line, there's a double bar line in the middle of the song. Okay, also notice there's the bow lift right there. So when we get to that rest, we have to do a bow lift. So that's telling you, okay, that's the end. The end is in the middle of the song. But there's no repeat sign, so we must just keep going. I also see the word fine up there. Remember, that's Italian, fine, not fine. Fine, that means finish. So there must be something else going on. Keep going all the way, all the way, all the way to the end of the song. Aha, and that's where you see it. When we get to the end, you see that D, C, al, fine. If you remember, we learned that back when we did Banana Boat, way back, several pages ago. DC al fine stands for, in Italian, da capo al fine. Da capo means go back to the beginning. So it's basically like a repeat sign, except you don't just play the whole thing again. You only play until the fine, which means finish, okay? That's why it's fine, like finish, not fine. Plus it's Italian. So when we get to the end, we're going to go back to the beginning and play until we get to the fine. Now that double bar line in the middle of the second line is explained. That's the end right there. Okay, so this first measure, this kind of reminds me, when we first learn rolling along, I always tell everybody, if you can learn the first measure, that's the hardest part of the song. And then the rest of it's easy. I think the same is true for this song. I think the hardest measure is the first measure. And once you get it down, I think you're going to not have trouble getting it down. But once you get that down, the rest of the song is going to be easy. Okay? So look at what the first measure is. It's a scale. C, D, E, F, G, G. But the C, D, E, F are eighth notes, so they have to be faster. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Then we'll slow down on the G, G. So don't worry about the slur right now. Let's just try to get those notes down like this. We'll try it a few times. C, D, E, F, G, G. C, D, E, F, G. One more time. Okay. If you need more time practicing that to get that down, do that first. Making sure you got your C, and then your change to your D, and then you have your F natural, and then you have it up to speed. And once you're ready, now let's add the slurs, okay? Now the first slur is probably the trickiest because you have to slur from 2 different strings. And lift up your fingers. So just try that a couple times. C, D, keeping your bow going still down instead of make sure it's down, lifting and changing string. Okay, try that a few times. C, D, C, D, your bow just changes, keeps going down. Once you got that, going up on the E, F, it's not hard. We're just going to put the E, F both together up like this. Make sure the F touches. And together it's C, D, E, F, G, G. C, maybe this isn't tricky for you, but a lot of times people find that first measure tricky, okay? So just stop and the video and practice that until you feel like you got it. Are you back? Okay, good news is, I don't know if you looked ahead in the music, but that same measure is gonna happen two more times. And I think that's the hardest measure. Let's try it and then we'll go on. C, D, E, F, G, G. Now look at this measure. A, C, A. The C, A have to be fast. And the G, A, C, A, G. Let's try that second measure again. A, C, A, G. Third measure is just like we practiced before. C, D, E, F, G, G. The fourth measure is easy. Nice, we finally get an easy measure. F, E, E, D. Look at the fifth. Same as the beginning. C, D, E, F, G, G. The last one on the first line, same as we played before, same as the second. A, C, A, G. Second line, F, F, E, E, E. Now here's the other measure with the slurs, okay? So let's try it without the slurs first, okay? D, E, F, D. Oh, it sounds like Frere Jacques almost. And a C, D, E, F, D, C. A couple times. D, E, F, D, C. Once more. D, E, F, D, C. Now let's try slurring. Slur, slur. Down, up, down. Once more. D, F, D, C. Okay, if you need to practice that one more, pause it here, practice that one more. Then now we're gonna go back and practice the whole thing from the beginning up until the fine. We notice there's a lot of repetition. There's really only a few different measures. And once we got this first one now, we're ready to go. C, D, E, F, ready, go. Okay, how do you feel about that one? Go back and practice on the parts you need to. And then there's only 4 measures left. And there's some good news because there's some repetition in here too. Okay, let's look right after the fine. 3 C's and a G, that's not bad. C, 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 G. C, 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 G. Do you see what I did? Just put that G over. You don't have to move your whole hand over. Okay, next measure. Look, we played this before. A, C, E, G. Here it is again. C, 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 G. A, C, A. That's it. See how I told you those last 4 weren't hard. There was some repetition. And can you also hear how that does not sound like the end? We definitely need to go back to the beginning and play that part again to make it sound like the right ending. So here we go. We're going to start at the beginning, play all the way through to the end. It says D, C, Al fine, so we'll go back to the beginning and then we'll play into the fine. 1 and 2 and ready, go. everyone. Let me know if you have any questions on Monday's melody.